I think you will begin to understand why this Cleveland killing spree may actually be nothing more than a plot from the United States government, National Security Agency, Rockefeller trilateralism. I'm not going to say that he didn't take any lives. I'm not going to say that. But I am going to say, and rest in peace to the elder if he took his life. No elder should ever have their life taken. Rest in peace if the elder's life was taken. I want to say that. We send love and condolences and heartfelt support to the family if the elder's life was taken. I want to say that up front. We don't trivialize death and we don't trivialize anyone's life. But what I thought was interesting about this Cleveland love killing spree, what I find really interesting about this Cleveland love killing spree is the fact that the killer, Steve, little Stevie, used his cell phone to Facebook Live the murder, right? He used his cell phone to Facebook Live the murder. Now, any of you who know anything about national security and telecommunications, you know that the National Security Administration has a central intelligence database where every email, every text message, every WhatsApp, every inbox, every Facebook Live is automatically transmitted and reviewed, because if it becomes a threat to national security, it'll be shut down instantaneously. Shut down instantaneously. Every phone has a GPS. Every phone has a GPS. And I know some of you actually believe that when you switch off the notification that says you don't want nobody to know where you are, some of you are silly enough to think that the government actually switches off their monitoring of your global position. That's ridiculous. You don't get to decide whether or not Big Brother is going to monitor you. So this man committed a murder in broad daylight on Facebook Live, and the FBI hasn't found him yet. He committed a murder on Facebook Live, and the CIA hasn't found him yet. He committed a murder on social network, the number one social network in the world, Facebook. He committed a murder on broad daylight. Bald-headed black man with a Sunni beard. And the Cleveland police don't even have a lead on where he is. But when our little brother Tamir Rice, rest in peace, when our little brother Tamir Rice, rest in peace, pulled out a play gun in the same city, Cleveland, Ohio, the police was on the scene within seconds to murder our little brother with a play gun. So you want me to believe that the same police that was on the scene to murder Tamir Rice within seconds over a play gun can't find a black man who committed murder in broad daylight and it was recorded on Facebook Live? Am I supposed to believe that? Are you supposed to believe that? And then they say that he claims to have committed additional murders, but they haven't been confirmed yet. When in the hell do you get serial murder, dead bodies with no confirmation? If he allegedly murdered our elder, and I pray to God he didn't, condolences to the family if he did, but if he murdered our elder in broad daylight, are we supposed to believe that if he murdered anybody else, that he hid the bodies so nobody would know they were murdered? I mean, he's advertising the killing spree. This is the media narrative. The media narrative is that he's advertising a killing spree, angry at his girlfriend. Now, let me come to that for a second. Let me hotep on over to that. Now, I'm a doctor of clinical psychology. I've been studying the human mind for over 20 years. I have 6 degrees. I think I know a little bit about psychopathology being a clinician. Now, what I do know about sociopathic individuals, okay, they first look to harm the people who they claim to have been harmed by. That's the first thing. They take out the people who they claim to be responsible for their hurt. So you mean to tell me he don't go to the girlfriend? He don't go to the family. He goes to strangers, and by harming strangers, this is supposed to bother his girlfriend. She's supposed to experience some sort of vicarious pain. She's supposed to experience some kind of vicarious pain. And she's supposed to hurt because he took the lives of other people. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure our sister does hurt. I would hurt. I'm hurt. Anytime an African gets hurt, I'm hurt. But if she was the one who caused the pain, sociopathic science, psychopathics, you go after them first. But to say I'm going to hurt other people as a means to hurting you, that does not follow the science of psychopathic and sociopathic behavior. Formerly psychopathic, now we say sociopathic behavior. That don't follow. Now, a true serial killer doesn't have a motive for their murders. They do it because they get pleasure from it. Most killers do it because it is psychologically fulfilling to them. They don't go on serial sprees because somebody did something to them. This does not follow the historical trajectory of psychopathic and sociopathic criminology. I'm sorry. I believe that this is some government shit. That's who believe. Give me a black fist. If you believe that something about this Cleveland thing ain't adding up right, give me a black fist. Because it ain't no way in hell that a bald-headed black man with a beard committing murder in broad daylight ain't been found. You out your damn mind. You can go into Libya and find Muammar Gaddafi in days. You can find bin Laden in days. You can find any drug dealer in days. Y'all kick in the doors on black people's houses every day over narcotics trafficking. Y'all kick open the doors of black people's houses every day over narcotics trafficking. And you want us to believe that a black man with a bald head and a beard is riding around killing people and y'all can't find him? When O.J. Simpson went on the run, y'all found O.J. in an unmarked, that wasn't even his car. That was his, well, no, that may have been. Because remember, him and his best friend had the same type of truck. But I think O.J. got in a friend's truck, I believe. I'm pretty certain. But even if he didn't, y'all found O.J. within minutes on the highway. You can't find this brother? I'm not following this. And then, according to the Misinformation Network, CNN, C-SPAN, Headline News, USA Today, New York Times, the Misinformation Network is telling us that we don't know much about our suspect. Are you out your damn mind? Are you out your damn mind? You trying to tell me that an everyday brother who was working at a behavioral health center, you don't know where he worked, you don't know where he was born, you don't know his employment history, you don't know if he was in the Marine Corps, you want me to believe that shit? There's several possible competing explanations for this current so-called black terrorist killing spree. One of them, I believe, is to help sensitize people to the belief that black males are the next terrorists. See, is it a coincidence that he's coming out of the city where Tamir Rice was murdered? Tamir was one of our youngest victims of police genocide. See, to me, this looks like a media campaign to intensify the assassination of the black male image. This looks like a media campaign led by the government Because the media is military. Let me say it again. The media is military. Show me an army that didn't have a propaganda protocol. Show me an army that didn't have a propaganda protocol. See, I'm going to have to pull out my military science PowerPoint. Y'all know that PowerPoint I gave up in New York a couple years. Probably the greatest presentation ever given in the National Black Theater. Facts. I'm going to have to pull that on now. Propaganda and military go hand in hand. And why does propaganda and military go hand in hand? Because if you can kill the image, it will be easier for you to kill the body. If you can kill the image, Adolf Hitler killed the image of European Jews before he began the official carnage. Yes. Study it. There was a propaganda campaign even before the enslavement of our ancestors. Propaganda can kill the image before you kill the victim so nobody will stand up in their defense. Kill the image before you kill the victim so no one will stand up in their defense. This is a media campaign to recreate the image of a black male as a serial killer. When you knew black folks to get involved in serial killing? Normally, when you see serial killing, that is not stereotypically a black crime. That is a white male crime, Dylan Roof. That is a white male crime, Timothy McVeigh. That is a white male crime. Let me go to the Belko experiment. I want y'all to watch the Belko experiment. You got to watch this, because it's so relevant for the Cleveland situation. And it's going to be so relevant for a lot of the manufactured social catastrophes that are going to hit this country and this world during the Trump administration. And by the way, they're trying to get Trump to start a World War III. Now, for those of you who have followed my political and military science, you know that I teach that in order for the New World Order to come, which is nothing more than the permanency of white supremacy, in order for the New World Order to come, which is nothing more than the permanency of white supremacy, three empires got to fall in order for the one world order to happen.